You've watched the pros. You've studied their gameplay. You've copied their settings, their sensitivity, even their crosshair placement. You grind for hours every single day. Yet somehow, you're still stuck in the same rank, making the same mistakes, watching opportunities slip through your fingers while that voice in your head keeps asking, why can't I play like them? Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to tell you. It's not your aim. It's not your gear. It's not even your game sense. The thing holding you back is so fundamental, so deeply ingrained in how you play, that you probably don't even realize you're doing it wrong. Today, I'm going to expose the one critical flaw that separates casual players from professionals. And fair warning, this is going to hurt. But if you stick with me for the next 10 minutes, you'll understand exactly what's been sabotaging your progress, and more importantly, how to fix it. Let me ask you something. When you're in a match, what are you thinking about? If you're like most players, you're thinking about winning the fight in front of you. You're thinking about getting that kill. You're reacting to what's happening right now, in this moment. Your entire focus is on the immediate threat, the current engagement, the next corner. And that's exactly the problem. Professional players aren't playing the same game you are. While you're focused on the present moment, they're playing 3 moves ahead. They're not reacting to the game, they're controlling it. And this isn't just some intangible skill gap. This is about one specific mental framework that pros use, and you don't. It's called decision mapping. Here's what I mean. When a pro enters any situation, they're not just seeing what's in front of them. They're simultaneously processing multiple decision trees. They've already calculated their primary play, their backup plan, their escape route, and their contingency if everything goes wrong. All of this happens in microseconds, automatically, because they've trained their brain to think this way. But you're in reactive mode. Something happens, then you decide what to do about it. By the time you've made that decision, the pro has already executed their plan and moved on to controlling the next situation. This is why you feel like pros have superhuman reaction time. It's not that their reflexes are necessarily better, it's that they're not relying on reactions. They're executing pre-calculated decisions. Now, here's where this gets really uncomfortable. You've been training yourself to stay in reactive mode. Every single game you play, you're reinforcing the wrong neural pathways. Think about your typical gaming session. You load up, you queue, you play. When something happens, you react. Enemy appears, you shoot. You die, you respawn and do it again. You're essentially running on autopilot, letting the game happen to you rather than imposing your will on it. This is what I call zombie gaming, and it's an epidemic. You're going through the motions, getting your dopamine hits from occasional wins, but you're not actually developing the cognitive frameworks that separate good players from great ones. The pros don't have this problem because they eliminated zombie gaming from their practice years ago. When a professional sits down to train, every single action is intentional. They're not just playing, they're programming their decision-making engine. Let me give you a concrete example. When you peek a corner, what's your thought process? Most players think, I'm going to peek this corner and see if there's an enemy. A pro thinks, I'm peeking this corner expecting an enemy at position A or B. If they're at A, I'm taking this angle and using this cover. If they're at B, I'm pre-aiming here and falling back to this position. If neither, I'm advancing to control this space and setting up for the next decision point. See the difference? One is hoping for the best. The other is running a calculated program with defined outcomes. So why do most players never develop this skill? 3 reasons. First, nobody teaches you this. All the guides focus on aim training, positioning, and mechanics. Those things matter, but they're useless if your decision-making is fundamentally flawed. It's like having a race car with a driver who doesn't know the track. Second, it's mentally exhausting. Reactive gaming is easy. Your brain can do it on autopilot. Proactive decision mapping requires intense focus and mental energy. Most players don't want to put in that cognitive effort, especially when they're trying to relax and have fun. Third, and this is the big one, you don't know how to practice it. You can train your aim in a shooting range. You can learn positions from videos. But decision mapping? That requires a completely different approach to practice that nobody's shown you. Here's the thing though, pros aren't superhuman. They just trained differently from day one. Or more accurately, they recognized at some point that reactive play has a ceiling and they consciously chose to break through it. The good news, you can make that same choice right now. The bad news, it's going to require you to get worse before you get better. All right, so how do you actually develop decision mapping? Here's the framework. Phase 1 is conscious deceleration. For the next week, I want you to play at half speed mentally. Before every single action, pause and verbalize your decision tree out loud. I'm moving to this position because X. If enemy appears here, I do Y. If they appear there, I do Z. Yes, you'll play worse. Yes, you'll lose fights you normally win. That's the point. You're breaking your reactive habits and building new neural pathways. This is like going back to basics with your fundamentals. Phase 2 is pattern recognition library. Start cataloging situations. After each game, write down 3 scenarios you encountered and how you could have mapped the decisions better. What did you not anticipate? What decision tree would have prepared you? Pros have thousands of these patterns stored in memory. When they encounter a situation, they're matching it against their library and instantly loading the appropriate decision tree. You need to start building your library. Phase 3 is scenario training. This is where most players quit, but this is where the magic happens. Instead of just playing matches, spend 30% of your practice time running deliberate scenarios in your head or in custom games. Set up a situation, map out all possible decisions and outcomes, execute the plan, analyze the results. Repeat until that decision tree becomes automatic. Then move to the next scenario. This is what pros do for hours every day. They're not just grinding matches, they're programming their decision-making computer. Phase 4 is gradual speed increase. Once you can consciously map decisions, start speeding up the process. The goal is to make it subconscious. You want to reach the point where you enter a situation and your brain automatically loads the decision tree without conscious effort. This takes months, not days. But here's the beautiful part. Every single day you do this, you're getting closer to thinking like a pro. And once you've rewired your brain this way, it's permanent. You can't unsee the matrix. Now, let me warn you about the traps you'll fall into. Trap 1 is thinking you can skip the conscious phase and jump straight to intuitive decision mapping. You can't. Your brain needs to deliberately practice the pattern before it can automate it. Trap 2 is getting frustrated when you play worse initially. This is necessary. You're reorganizing your mental frameworks. It's supposed to feel awkward. Trap 3 is trying to map too many decisions at once. Start simple. Master one decision tree before adding complexity. Pros built their libraries over years, one pattern at a time. Trap 4 is abandoning the process when you hit a plateau. Your brain is literally forming new neural connections. This takes time. Trust the process. The players who make it through this transformation report the same thing. After a few months, the game feels completely different, slower, more predictable, like they can see the future. That's not magic. That's what happens when you stop reacting and start controlling. Look, I get it. This isn't the answer you wanted to hear. You probably hoped I'd tell you about some secret sensitivity setting or some AIM training routine that would magically make you better. But the truth is, the gap between you and pro players isn't mechanical, it's mental. They're playing a different game inside their heads. And until you start playing that game too, you're going to stay exactly where you are no matter how many hours you grind. The choice is yours. You can keep playing reactively, hoping something will click, or you can make the uncomfortable decision to rebuild your decision-making framework from the ground up. It won't be easy, it won't be fast, but I promise you this, 6 months from now, if you commit to this process, you'll watch your old gameplay and wonder how you ever played that way. You'll see opportunities you were blind to. You'll anticipate plays you never would have predicted. You'll start playing like the pros you've been trying to imitate. The harsh truth is that you'll never play like a pro until you think like a pro. And now you know exactly what that means. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes?